Okay, today we're going to be talking about the dangers and the uses of electrostatics. So if you're not sure yet how two insulators can become charged, do make sure that you watch the previous video before this one. Okay, let's have a look at the dangers. If you have two oppositely charged objects, or a charged object and a neutral object, there is a potential difference between them. That just means that there is a difference in their charges. And when you have a large potential difference between two objects, that's when you get a spark. Electrons are so keen to move from the negatively charged thing to the positively charged thing that they will literally jump through the air to do it. So that spark is made up of the electrons flowing from one object to another. Here's one for you to try in real life. You will need a dressing gown and a dark, small space, like a wardrobe. So, step one, shut yourself in the wardrobe. Now you're gonna think that I've lost my head. Trust me, that happened a long time ago. Okay, now you're in your wardrobe, take your dressing gown. It works best with like a fluffy one like this. Rub furiously the two sides together. As you're doing this, you will be giving either side of your dressing gown an equal and opposite charge. Once you think that you've charged them enough, you open up a tiny gap between them, and in the dark, you should see a little spark between the two sides. Well, that's my Friday night sorted. Okay, so that's a small spark, but what about a large spark? Large sparks get pretty dangerous because they can cause fires or explosions. For example, when you are refueling a car, friction as you are refueling your car can cause these static charges to build up. If they get large enough, that could cause a spark. Not ideal in somewhere that has a lot of petrol. Famously, sparks and petrol make explosions. You'll have seen that if you've ever seen Zoolander. So, in order to keep ourselves safe, we need a way of removing excess charge, and we do that by earthing objects. If you want to learn a bit about earthing things, then please do click onto the next video. A large-scale example of an electrostatic spark is lightning. When the clouds move over each other, the friction causes the clouds to have equal and opposite charges. Once the potential difference between those two clouds is large enough, you get a spark or lightning between the two clouds. Okay, so those are the dangers, but what about the uses? Because whilst on a cold day when you're pulling your jumper over your head and your hair gets left all static, you may start to think, clearly statics is my enemy here. It sometimes can be your friend. Let's say you've got a bike frame that needs painting. You know, if you're into that kind of thing. Personally, I'm a stabilizers kind of girl. I'm joking, promise. So when you paint a bike frame, you want full coverage and you want a nice fine finish. Preferably as well, you would like no paint wasted. You can use electrostatics in two different ways. Way number one, you can charge the paint particles. If you give them all the same charge, they will repel each other and you'll get a nice fine mist for your bike frame. And number two, if you give the frame the opposite charge to your paint particles, then the paint particles will be attracted to the oppositely charged bike frame. So they'll go on the frame rather than the floor. You can also do the same thing with insecticides. Give the insecticide all the same charge so that it repels each other and you get a nice fine mist across your plants. And then even though your plants themselves are neutral, your insecticide will be attracted to your plants thanks to being charged by induction. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you download those notes for a nice concise summary of everything we've said. And if you enjoyed the video or parts of it, please give a like and subscribe.